What up, what up, what up, everybody? Usually when I do this segment called Sheer Genius, you know, it's usually Q&A, we talk about business, we bring some people live, but that just seems crazy to just talk about that with everything that's going on right now. So, you know, this morning I posted something on Instagram. It was President Trump's most recent Instagram post / his most recent Twitter. How do I actually go back to my post, like on my page? Yeah. On his Twitter, and then I asked for people's feedback. So here's what Trump posted. This is from his page. This was the half of it. He said some other things. These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I won't let that happen. Just spoke to Governor Tim Walz and told him that military is with him all the way. Any difficulty and we will assume control, but when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Thank you. When the looting starts, the shooting starts. When the looting starts, the shooting starts. I was like, am I hearing this from a president of the United States? It's crazy. And so anyways, before I said anything, I just posted and I said, let's talk. And this is what I posted on my personal page. I said, let's talk. What are your thoughts on him posting that? What do you think the impact will be? And here we are in a couple hours, 400 comments in, mind you. So, you know, shit's crazy. But it is amazing how many different perspectives there are on this. And I don't think there's that many different perspectives personally. But it's amazing. I just want to read you guys some and kind of discuss them together right here, because this is fucking crazy. But also, too, it reflects the ultimate truth, which is everybody just sees their own shit. Like, literally, when I read the comments, you don't have to look at the person who's saying it because you know what they look like. Just think about that. Like, every comment I'm going to read, you don't need to look. You know exactly what they look like, which just shows every human's inability to see the other side. It just, everyone sees what they see, and that's the sole focus. For example, someone comments and says, a strong leader makes his intentions very clear. A strong leader does what's in the best interest of the general population. Then the curveball, Trump is that strong leader. Like, and I'm just like, it's like fucking everyone has completely different planets and completely different lenses, but a strong leader does what's in the best interest of the general population, and then somehow you think that stating that, hey, if they start looting, we start shooting, implicating something of like a civil war, is in the best interest of the general population? No, motherfucker. That's in the best interest of your population. That's in the best interest of your population. But that is not the motherfucking general population. Like, and that's what I mean is, like, in his brain, that is the general population, but that is not the overall whole. Like, I'm just confused. What else? Him being him, seeking a reaction and fooling uninformed people as usual. I tend to ignore him on just about every level. Ignorance at its finest. Some people just ignoring him. I mean, then, hey, thank you for posting this. This comment from the POTUS is only going to make things worse, much worse. It's incredibly short-sighted, irresponsible, and dangerous. And I fear on the side of that more than anything. It's like, what I'm afraid of more than anything with that post is the permission slip. It's the permission slip that he's giving to the really ignorant. A lot of people here, like, aren't stupid enough to just go out and fucking shoot people. Well, I take that back. Some people here aren't stupid enough to just go out and just start shooting people. However, really ignorant people, I'll call them ignorant people. Really ignorant people will take what he's saying, and then they will use that as an excuse to justify and rationalize whatever the fuck one does, which is, by the way, what I believe happened in the fucking first place. The fact that this motherfucker thought it was okay to put his fucking knee on somebody's neck for 6 minutes, that was a bigger thing for him to even subconsciously believe that was okay. Do you see what I'm saying? So that permission slip is fucking ridiculous. It's absurd. I'll keep going. And by the way, it goes on both sides, so I'll read them, you know, I'll read both ends of the coin. Someone says, martial law coming, losing total control. Government will have full control. Someone says, honestly, it's just a painfully true post. The protesters have the right to post, but some people have no interest in the protest and just loot. It sucks for actual protesters. That is true, right? Some people are looting. And by the way, I don't by any means advocate people fucking looting, right? That's the other thing is people, I think the big challenge is when you see people's opinions, people are always attaching shit to people's opinions. So somebody will say like, hey, I love the fact that they're protesting. And then they automatically assume like, oh, that means you like looting and killing. Like people keep packaging shit together as if they're one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Like on both sides. Someone says, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The impact will be negative. This is how things are solved in the end. Those actions create a larger divide. As for the president, 50% of the population will hate him, and the other 50% will take his side. So his words resonate to both sides. Unfortunately, they're different perspectives and unfortunately different realities. If the black people of the city acted back in the way they were treated, this would be a whole lot worse. I hope there are enough graves to fill both sides. I think good leaders take actions to calm storms, not create ones. Powerful stuff there by my boy Marcus Murphy. I think good leaders take action to calm storms, not create one. I think that's real. Fighting bad with bad is never a good idea. Let's see. Someone says, it's what a boss does. You know, it almost, to me, that statement is dangerous. It's what a boss does. I mean, that sounds like a justification statement in itself. Just, boss does something, hey, it's what a boss does. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Let's see. People keep, I have no problem with it. Burning a whole city down to the ground, those aren't protesters. Those are thugs. Well, one, I mean, think about you're categorizing fucking everybody. Like, how many people, there wasn't thousands of people who burned down a fucking building. There was a handful. And also, too, again, like, the people that burned down the building, sure, you can say those are thugs. But calling the entire fucking movement thugs, which happens to have a lot of black people in it, you know, I'll tell you guys, we'll take a little history lesson here. So, people don't see the big deal. I see some comments like, who cares if you call them thugs, whatever. I want to paint the picture, okay? Words are powerful. I'm a marketer, I'm a writer. This is what I do, is I use words to swoon people. So I'm going to tell you about someone else who did this. His name was Hitler. Now hear me out. Hitler, when he was convincing the world to kill millions and millions and millions and millions of Jews, and to do it right in front of everybody, right? Like, his whole thing, what they did, Nazi Germany, the whole deal, is they took over all of the media outlets. They took complete control of them. As Trump signs this executive order to shut up Trump, or to shut up Twitter and Facebook. But anyways, Hitler, he took over every single media outlet, okay? And then what they did is they distributed radios to every single household. And they would consistently talk about Jews, and this is important, this is true. When they would talk about Jews, what they would consistently do is refer to them, ready, as rats. On the radio, every time you heard a Jew, you heard them talk about rats. They would print out comic strips and writing, and when they would talk and show Jews, they would show them as rats. And the reason why they show them as rats is because rats, think about it, what do we think about rats? We fucking hate them. We want them out of our house. It's okay to kill rats. It's okay to exterminate rats. What were concentration camps? A place to exterminate Jews. Now, rat's one word, thug is another. What does anybody want to do against a thug? You want to get them out of there. You want to get rid of them. You want to kill them, right? Killing a human being is one thing. You kill a thug, you did something good. You understand that? Do you understand that? Killing a human, oh my God, don't kill a human. Killing a thug, well, he got what he had coming to him. Hitler, the Jews are rats, the Jews are rats, the Jews are rats. There's an infestation. We need to exterminate. Twitter takes action. It's like, yo, you're not going to come on our platform and just say things. There's going to be some kind of process, a fact check, a hide your thing. Matter of fact, I'll give you guys perspective. Dehumanization, yes. When Trump posted this on Twitter, Twitter blocked the post because they said it would cause potentially offline harm. And I agree. So what does Trump do, right? He's in the middle of creating an executive order that's going to force Twitter to allow him to do whatever he wants. Because he doesn't have control of the media outlet. Because once he has control of the media outlets, well, then he can turn it into whatever fucking playing field he wants. Does that make sense? So some people think things are just calling someone a thug. Just as simple as calling someone a thug. It's just as simple as laying as thugs and it's a riot. But that's just ignorant as fuck. And just a fraction of the... Type in the chat, do you guys understand that? Do you understand these tactics that are happening at scale? And by the way, they can be used for good or they can be used for evil. But this is how it happens. If you control the narrative, you control the fucking mindless fucks. And by the way, if you're exclusively listening to only CNN or only Fox, you're just as bad as a fucking puppet as anybody else. They tell you what to believe and you just believe it. Doesn't matter. If you're listening to one side of either equation, if you listen to one side of either equation and you're just regurgitating shit from there, you're a fucking puppet to push somebody else's agenda. So you have to stay educated on all sides. You got to step away from the fucking blue, the red thing, the black, the white. You have to put yourself on both sides so you can be educated. Now, I'll continue reading these comments because they're flooding in. I'm guessing we'll have 1,000 of these motherfucking things there, which means people are passionate about it. We struck a chord here. Yeah, in LA riots of 1992, Korean store owners had to fend for themselves. They got on the rooftops and shot anyone trying to loot their store since no one else protected them. By thugs, does he mean blue ISIS? Let's see. Someone quoted, when the looting starts, shooting starts. It's a direct quote from racist 1960s Alabama Governor George Wallace. He's best known for opposing desegregation and supporting Jim Crow to the fullest. He also said segregation yesterday, segregation today, and segregation forever. Look it up. Why is Trump quoting him? That's rhetorical. Some people believe it's evoking war. Someone said, Billy, what is the point of you posting this? Honestly. Now, before I say that, I'm going to ask everybody in the chat. Someone said, Billy, what's the point of you posting this? Honestly. Can anybody guess what color he is? Can anybody? Everybody just type in the chat. You just take a wild fucking guess what color he is. Just... I'll give you a moment, because this one's a doozy. You just take your fucking pick. You take your pick, right? Of course it's white. You know, of course it's a white person asking that question. And by the way, I'm okay with the question. But my point is, you know, again, he's like, why are you even bringing this up? Because it has nothing to do with him. Because it doesn't affect him. And this is, by the way, this is all races are guilty of this particular part. Only caring about our own agendas, our own narratives, right? Why am I posting it? To have this conversation. To have this conversation, get people talking. Also, the reason why I posted in the way I did, which was just pure questions and letting people talk, is I wanted all different types of people to lay out where they're coming from. And I wanted, you know, black people to see that there's white people that stand with us. And I wanted, you know, white people to see different perspectives of black people. And I wanted all the conversation to happen. If I would have led with that, then I wouldn't have gotten true commentary, people really laying their stuff out there. I wanted to see the opposing views to see if I'm missing something. Is there something that I'm missing? Is there something that I can learn from, right? So when I lay out a question like that for open discussion, it's so that everybody can see what people are talking about. And you see people all up in the comments, right? Continuing on. Let's see. About the riots themselves, I support the importance of getting the attention of officials and leaders to change why this happens, but there's a lot of unnecessary collateral damage. That has nothing to do with Mr. Floyd or protesting police brutality. I agree with that. I agree with that. I said he can call them thugs, that's fine, because when I saw in the news, it wasn't even black people burning the shit down. It was a diverse crowd of people. So I'm not going to take offense to everything the guy says, or does this, in reality, the real thugs are people killing people, flexing their power, or flexing their prejudices. Someone says, that's hard. I want it to be okay, even for Trump to acknowledge there are better ways to honor George Floyd. I even saw that he was pushing for the FBI to investigate his murder, which I think is really good. But then it's like every time he does something right or tries to do something right, he also says something stupid. When the looting starts, the shooting starts, why say that at all? You know, someone says maybe he made some mistakes, but he's never afraid to do the right thing. Got my vote. Okay. Oh, shit. Let's see. I don't like what he said at all, but I also don't like small business owners now losing with the little that they had. 100%. I don't think anyone's in disagreement of that, right? I haven't sat here to say one person like, hey, I'm glad that small businesses are getting fucked up. I think every gender, every sex, every person is in agreement of that particular piece. Someone says if they did what was right, which is arrest the officer who on camera murdered a man, this may not have gone so bad. A cop of Somalian descent accidentally shot a white woman, got 12 years off the rip, shaking my head. People stealing, burning things, and being violent are thugs. I'm with them in protesting and demand justice, but destroying public and private property is the work of thugs. How can anyone accept the leader of a democratic capitalist nation saying he will utilize the national army to shoot civilians for looting? I don't understand why people are focusing on anything else in this message. Did people just read what I read? The president of the US of A is telling the world he will shoot civilians for looting a city, open fire, killing, shooting civilians, and it has come from Twitter to tell him this is wrong? We have a justice system. The president doesn't control the police force. Nowhere in the Constitution is said the president can control the army to mandate them to shoot an unarmed civilian for looting a store. Unbelievable, right? I mean, this is deep. I mean, people are getting passionate with this stuff, and rightfully so. By looting and destroying the community, it's no longer a protest. Had it been done peacefully and organized, this actually brought everybody together. Republican, Democrat, right, left, black, white, and brown. Everybody knows there needs to be justice for George Floyd. But the media is making it worse than it needs to be. Somebody like King James, Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z could end this all very quickly. I mean, look, here's, okay. My thing is like, how do you name the fucking basketball player and the rapper, but not name the fucking president of the United States? I've never seen such a fucking double standard. Like what?
Athletes and celebrities.
Oh shit!
Save the world.
I mean, that's just crazy. Like, you're like, God, if Jay-Z would just say something, but not the president of the United States, like what? This shit is nuts. Now, someone says, until people stop looking for the problem of government to provide the solution, nothing will ever change. It's, yeah, government definitely plays a role in society, but there's a sentiment to that I agree with. To me, when I look at this stuff, I get pissed off, and my reaction is not to call out to someone to do it. Because guess what? No one's fucking coming. No one's fucking coming. I mean, I don't think any of us would do good. No one is fucking coming. No one is coming to the rescue. Especially as an entrepreneur, fuck. To me, you know, it's the powerful, infamous quote, be the change you want to see. Because it's not fucking coming. So what I hope this ultimately does is people of all races who want fucking change, guess what? You got to fucking make it happen. Become the lawyer, become the attorney, become the doctor, right? Become whatever we need to. Now, having said that, I understand, especially being black, that is not that so easy, but guess what? It's the only thing we can do. Is focus on what the fuck we can do. Because no one's fucking coming to save anybody. That's the truth. If you haven't fucking seen Trump's tweet, he's coming to shoot, not to save. He's coming to shoot, not to save. So at some point we say, fuck everybody. And let's build it ourselves. Kind of in the same way the U.S. is rallying together saying, let's disconnect from China. Let's not depend on China. Fuck it. He's not coming. Fuck the government. I'm not waiting on the government to do shit. Someone asked, why am I having the conversation? Because the government's not going to, clearly. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Yeah, this is yeah, I mean, even people like, I think it's the proper way to handle it. Like, you know, I had fucking I had a friend of mine that's really Christian, right? I grew up in private Catholic church my whole entire life, and she was substantiating like Trump. And like, hey, like, you know, like Trump, he stands for like Christian, you know, morals and, you know, against abortion and all these things. And I just said, maybe someone can help me understand in the chat. I don't know if I've seen a president with such un-Christian like fucking actions. He may get shit done and say what the fuck he wants, but Christian like? Pretty sure the Bible says turn out of the cheek. He said shoot. Like, am I missing something? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? One thing I will say, on a positive note, is I did like the rally of all colors, and it seemed as if from the social media waves, which is just a piece. But what it seemed like is everyone was in agreement in regards to the actual officer and what the fuck he did. But what people are failing to miss in that is that shit is not brand new. That shit is now just publicized because we have fucking cameras. Let me ask you something. If that shit is going down now in 2020 when every motherfucker has a camera and the person knew they were being filmed, what do you think was happening in 1960 when there were no cameras? And it was just a year after segregation, you know, was when we were desegregating. Like, what the fuck do you think was happening then? So I see some people commenting like, oh shit, the world's ending, it's just happening. No, the world's getting exposed. This shit ain't fucking new. This shit ain't new. If a motherfucker has the audacity to do that with a camera, like front facing in front of him, what the fuck do you think was happening when the cameras were turned off? What? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You think this shit is new? It's crazy, man. It's a crazy time, you know. And then I will say, the biggest thing to remember too, let's not count this out. This is for all races because my audience is very diverse. I got black, white, Mexican, brown, Asian, whatever the fuck. Is the one thing I would tell everybody is everybody on all sides, stop acting like one person represents everybody. All white people aren't bad. All fucking police are not fucking racist. All black people aren't fucking thugs. Use some motherfucking sense. And I think what's happening is everyone generalizes, everyone stereotypes and puts everybody together in one fucking bucket. And when that's happening, that's when everyone starts to lash out each other, treating people differently. Because we're acting like everybody is the fucking same. So I think that's important for everybody to fucking remember, like, yo, you know, I had very close to me white friends that were, you know, upset about, you know, what happened. And I had black friends who didn't give a fuck. You know, like, I mean, not many. Not many. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so again, I mean, let's not box each other in, you know, but I'll tell you what, you know, you guys know I don't give a fuck. I'll talk about whatever issues I feel like are pertinent to talk about. But one thing is I appreciate everybody in the comments saying their opinion. Real talk. Even the people whose opinion I do not agree with. I thank you for saying it. Because it's the silent motherfuckers who don't do anything and just keep safe because they're afraid to lose a follow. They're afraid to lose a sale. They're afraid to lose a customer. They're afraid to lose a vote. Yeah, those are the motherfucking problems. So I'll take someone who's openly stating their opinion all fucking day, even if it's completely different than mine, that's open to having a conversation, than the gray. The motherfucker who's sitting in between, doesn't want to say anything, is afraid to wrestle feathers in the wrong way. That person can suck my balls. Yeah. I'm going to leave it with that. So I appreciate the dialogue from all sides. I don't give a fuck you're against it, you love Trump's tweet, etc. Because when there's conversation, then there can be some type of progression. When no one's saying anything and everyone's quiet, you know what I mean? And let's have the conversation, but then the bigger thing is let's do action. The other thing I want to point out is motherfuckers are trying to get brownie points right now because it's the popular thing to do. Like, this guy was recorded in such a way where he's so guilty, it was so over the top, that there's like no one can refute it. So you see all kind of influence of all colors posting things like, oh, we stand with him, blah 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 blah, almost because they have to, right? Almost because they have to, not because they give a fuck, not because they want to. So I just encourage everybody to continue having the motherfucking conversation, you know, keeping it real, and state the truth, and let's have peaceful conversations. They can be passionate, no doubt. Let's have it, and I mean, this shit's crazy. But having said that, with all that being said, and there's a lot of different ways to go with this, the one thing I'm not going to let slide is his fucking mass tweet to fucking tell people they start looting, we start shooting. By the way, this is Americans on Americans. This is our own people, our own country. We're supposed to be one. They start looting, we start shooting. And by the way, the people that are defending that, but then you got mad when Kaepernick took a fucking knee. Wow. I mean, you really got to evaluate your shit. You really got to evaluate your shit. You were, oh my God, he's so disrespectful to the country that did his thing. But then the leader of the free world posted and said, they start looting, we start shooting. And now all of a sudden everybody's like, I'm totally for protesting. I love the fact they're exercising their rights. But those looters, okay. Kaepernick takes a knee and you were real upset. But now, Donald says, let's shoot him. Nothing to say there. I mean, make up your fucking mind. Make up your fucking mind. Okay. All right. Okay. Fuck out of here. Take me out, Paul. Okay.
Yeah.